We're gearing up for the last ride of the school season.
Gaithersburg wins the state championship.
It's title time in Maryland, and in Virginia, those rings are right around the corner. Plus, a couple of local runners ready for Rio 2016. The last high school sports final of the school year is on the runway and ready for takeoff. Next.
From News Channel 8, this is High School Sports Final.
The summer is finally here. Hello and thanks for joining us for High School Sports Final. I'm your host, Robert Burden. It's our season ender, and we have some highlights and special guests for you. Let's get right to it. Sherwood on an 82-game win streak. One more win, and they are state champs. Northwest trying to be the one to put a halt to the Warriors. Let's get to it. For a state title game, pitcher Jamie Schmier working. Had a perfect game going, strikeout here. She ended up allowing 2 hits and struck out 7. Then senior captain Julie Swar, the gapper, all the way to the wall. That scores runs. Warriors never in doubt. Then to close it out, check out Marissa Mancini. She would make the catch right here. And Sherwood, your 4A state champs, elated as I got the chance to talk with them this week. 4 straight state titles, 83 straight wins. For Sherwood softball, winning is all too familiar.
Here's the 2-0 from Schmeier. This one in the air, left center field. Mancini makes the catch, and Sherwood wins it again.
But the secret to success is simple.
We play like we practice.
After 2 of the 4 titles, a coaching change. Ashley Barber-Strunk dropped in with no drop-off.
There's no reason in changing something that is working so well. They all love the game, and I think that's what everybody has in common. They all want to be there. They all want the same thing, and they have the same goals. They want to get better, and they know that nobody's perfect. So every practice, every game, they're trying to get better.
Sophomore Kelly Boma is a 2-time state champ, and like a natural competitor, she says winning never gets old.
It's the greatest experience in the world. Every time I step on that University of Maryland field, I just like take it all in. Like, it's just great to be there.
It's not something that we look forward to. It's not something that we say we're definitely gonna, go 100-0. It's one game at a time. So our next game we'll look to go 84-0. But we don't even look at the full record. We just look to win our next game.
Go ahead, girls. All right, well, it's that time in our show where we highlight the best and brightest on the field and in the classroom. It's our Athlete of the Week, brought to you by our friends at iTility. Georgetown Visitation won the D.C. State title last week, thanks in part to one talented sophomore. Sydney Love Baker was instrumental getting the Cubs over Murray to win the ISL and the D.C. State title in all but a matter of weeks. Love Baker had a homer and 3 RBIs in the state title game over Murray, but she has bigger fish to fry as she may be up for a chance to be a member of the USA Baseball Women's National Team that will compete in the Pan Am Games in Toronto. So congrats and good luck to Sydney Love Baker, our iTility Athlete of the Week. Lots of games to get to, and we're just getting started here on High School Sports Final. Later is our Game of the Week. We're taking a turn in Virginia as they are in the thick of their playoff chase. Next, we'll talk with 2 of the area's best track and field stars who have their eyes set on Rio in 2016. Oh, and they just also happen to be brothers. It's crazy. And don't forget, for the latest scores and highlights of featured games, you can log on to hssportsfinal.com. Well, the Olympic Games are in Rio, but they're not for another year. But there are 2 local runners that are eyeing spots on the U.S. national team. But before they get ahead of themselves, they are taking care of business in Virginia. Our Alex Parker sits down with the Lyles brothers of T.C. Williams.
The Washington area has had its share of track stars, and that tradition continues courtesy of two brothers who are running laps around the competition these days. They're a big reason why T.C. Williams in Alexandria is in the running to repeat as Virginia state champions. I'm joined tonight by junior Noah Lyles, his brother Josephus Lyles, T.C. Williams assistant coach Rashawn Jackson. They are getting for the state finals in just 2 weeks. Welcome, fellas. How you doing?
We're doing all right.
I'm good.
How are the brothers doing tonight?
We're pretty excited. We're good.
You're 2 weeks out from a big meet. Do you get nervous? Do you get psyched? What's the deal? What are you thinking?
No, you just have to do the same thing you do. We have a ritual, you know. You gotta visualize meets. You gotta keep calm, hydrate, eat the right things. You just keep the same flow as every other meet.
Josephus, is that constant throughout the year, or is that specific to track season that you have to be that disciplined?
It's definitely constant around the year. You know, you don't want to just stop your flow and stop your habits just because, you know, it's off season. But definitely gearing up toward the meet, you want to enforce it a little more. Just drink a little bit more water, eat a little bit better foods, and, you know, definitely get psyched because, you know, you're going to the state championship, so, you know, it's time to get psyched. It's time to run fast, be fast, win a state championship. So, you know, you got to keep that edge.
Coach, do you sort of pit brother against brother in training to elevate everybody's game, or what?
No, I never put them against each other. They actually do it themselves. So it's my job to actually rein them back some in practice.
How tough is that? Not just because of the brother rivalry that may exist, but just in general to try to get student athletes to not want to do too much ramping up for a race.
Well, the good thing about them, they're real in tune with their bodies, and they know a lot about track and athletics. So, you know, we talk constantly. So when they tell me something, you know, not feeling well, then we all decide together to go ahead and pull back and practice, and also in the weight room and stuff like that.
Josephus, when did you start running? How old were you?
8th grade really was when I started running. I actually started running like before that, like when I was younger, but I actually hated it and quit. And I came back to it because, you know, my brother was still running and everything. So I came back to it and I was like, let me try this again. And then it turned out I was great. So I just continued.
I like the modesty. Noah, your parents both run, correct?
Yeah.
What does that add to all this for you?
Of course, my parents both influences in track for me and Josephus. They always giving us insight, telling us things that they've learned, because my mom's always telling that she wish she learned these things when she was our age. Now we have this insight and we can use this to our advantage. Our coach, even his insight on it is grown with us because we're all learning together and we're all getting better.
Coach, what's it like for you it's one thing to coach student athletes and you want them to win meets and get faster. You also watch young men become men in this process, and they'll graduate on. What is that like for you?
It's the best thing in the world, actually. They become part of my family. We go out and we eat often. Just the other day, we had ice cream after practice. It was a real hard practice, so I had to reward them with a little bit of ice cream. So we do almost everything together. You know, we're together all the time. You know, after practice, I'd make sure to take them home, make sure we talk about the school day and everything like that. So it's a great thing to see them go from their 8th grade year to now, and then next year they'll be seniors and deciding on what they're going to do with the rest of their athletic career, pretty much. So it's been great being a part of that.
You guys are a heck of a track program. You ran recently in the Penn Relays.
Yeah.
Josephus, what was that like? The Penn Relays, that's like the Super Bowl of track. What was that experience like?
It was awesome. You know, since our parents were really big in track, and they actually had some Penn Relays titles back when they were running, so we'd always go there when we were younger, but it didn't mean as much as it does to us now, since we didn't really understand it. So now when we go there, it's just like huge, and we're running in it, and there's just all these fans in the stands, and we're just, you know, on the track, lined up to, you know, a bunch of Jamaicans and everything. We're like, let's win, guys. And everybody just going crazy. Like, it's really energetic feel to it. It's a really energetic vibe, and then everybody's just, you know, really pumped and everything, and we just get out there and get it, and it's really fun. And
no, awesome. When you guys compete in a couple weeks, I imagine you'll be marked men. I mean, you guys are T.C. Williams. You're one of the fastest in the country. Do you like the pressure that comes with that? Because everybody else can be running to beat you. It'll be their biggest meet because you guys are in it, I think. What does that do to you?
Truthfully, it's the same thing as going into a big meet. You have to attack it the same way. You can't get nervous by who's in the race, and you can't be affected by who's coming out to get you. You have to be able to mentally tell yourself that I'm going to do the best that I can, that I'm going to run this race like we planned, like how you talk to your coach, that you got a plan and you're going to execute it.
Coach, you guys have some other meets coming up overseas, correct?
Yes.
Where are you going?
Well, Josephus and Noah will be going to Cuba.
Wow.
And then they're going to go, Noah will be going to Oregon to try out for the
World Junior Pan Am team.
Wow.
And then Josephus will be going to Illinois to try out for the
World Youth team.
And then if they make that, then Noah will be going to Canada, and Josephus will be going to Colombia.
Guys, thank you so much for being here. Good luck in a couple weeks, and then good luck with all your travels.
Thank
Going to be a busy schedule. Coach, thank you.
Hi, thank you.
Josephus, thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Good luck on your 5K.
Give him a 5 for me. Coach as well. We have a banner up if you want to help the Lyles brothers. They have a GoFundMe page. Go to the site you see on the screen, as they will need some help getting to a couple of meets worldwide. Good luck to Noah, Josephus, and Coach Rashawn Jackson next week at the state meet. And this summer, back to Robert Burton.
Alex, thank you. More to come on High School Sports Final. A different feel to our plays of the week for the season ender. We'll look at the best plays in calendar year 2015. We had one state champ from Maryland. We'll have another Montgomery County team that's best in the state. And you have the chance to show us who has the most energetic and spirited high school. Log on to WJLA.com/spirit and tell us why you think your school is the best. For our final game of the week this season, we go to Virginia for boys lacrosse 6A playoffs, Westfield and Langley. Langley Saxons are ready to take on Westfield in the playoffs. It's a chase down, and it looks that still by Saxons long stick Andrew Basco. So Westfield's Andrew Markert takes it all the way around behind the goal, heads into the Middle Rockets for 1 goal. The Bulldogs feeling good about things. Saxons Weston Simon Eyes takes it around, finds the middle, and takes a shot. Can't tell if this goes in, but this was later called a goal. Meanwhile, the girls. Second half, Langley girls are huddled up and hyped for their turn against Westfield. After a penalty, Nicole Lee restarts and finds the net. Saxons are down by 1 with less than 4 minutes to go. So game's on the line. Lee, the move again. She works her way in, but it's blocked by the wall. That is Abby Smith. That would be their last shot on net. Westfield wins this one, the final 14-13. McLean's sideline standing across from pumped up Robinson Rams. Robinson's Taylor Casey makes some moves, does a nice fake, and pushes one past the goalie, as you see there. Caskie again gets a restart after a penalty. She runs straight up the gut and scores. So game of catch behind the goal, pass up to Ellie Klugel, and she cuts left and drills one home. Man, Robinson moves up. The final for this one, 21-10. Centerville sideline is ready to take on Woodson in the playoffs. Karan Woodson, goal. So we're moving quickly. Reagan Newell gets a shot after a penalty. Nice save by Elizabeth Benedetto. So another start after a penalty. This time, Emily Marciano finds the back of the net for the Wildcats. Centerville wins the final for this one, 12-6. We're still moving. Nice sunset for Battle of Vienna. Madison and Oakton. Oakton's pass over. Callie Pickett, the shot blocked by Madison's Sigourney Heering. Restart after a penalty pass over to Lane Stickle-Ether. She finds an empty net. Nice spin move here by Anna Saponja. She finds a way up the middle, but it's denied by the keeper. Cougars upset Madison. The final for that one, 14-6. It was a lot. Still more as we wrap up this edition of High School Sports Final. The best plays of 2015, plus Gaithersburg Trojan baseball state champs. They're in the house, right, guys? That's next. A quick look back at a couple of our best plays of 2015 season. Are we on? Okay. All right, here we go. Watch out for that guy. His name is Lucian, and you saw the vicious dunk right there. So next one, Eastern and Ballou, but this is Eastern's Duan Green, skying. In fact, that's not Duan Green. That's Duan Green, and he's skying. Don't forget him either. And that's just a couple of our plays of the week, in fact, for the season. All right, Maryland 4A baseball title game, Gaithersburg and Severna Park. This could have been a play of the week candidate. Brendan Clark, the hit to right field. Aaron Vargas comes up throwing, hitting the cutoff man, and Trey Martinez blocks the plate, saving a run. Okay, later on, game tied. Grant Mixel to center, and number 27. Good effort. No catch. This was part of a 3-run third inning. Trojans are fired up. Then Bradley Sawyer gets the last strike, last out. Championship, Gaithersburg. 5-3 was your final, winning their first title. And here it is, the trophy, right here. Gaithersburg in the house. Thanks for coming back, guys. We talked about it a couple weeks back. Said if you win, you'll be back. You were waiting on the text, right?
I was waiting on the text.
And we texted you, so welcome back. Congratulations.
Thank you.
A state title. Talk about it.
Thank you. Great to be back. Seeing that highlight on TV, just phenomenal stuff, and something that my coaching staff, myself, and all of our kids and fans and community will remember forever. Just a really special night and season for us.
Talk about the grind from when you guys were on the show last to now. How much of a grind has it been getting to where you guys got it?
It's a grind. I don't think you feel the grind until it's over, and you kind of decompress, which we've kind of done a little bit in the last week, but there's been a lot of things going on that we've been able to, get to enjoy, and, this being one of them. So, it's a grind, and, our big thing was stay where your feet are. We didn't want to get ahead. We didn't want to look behind. We wanted to be where we were at, and that's something we did a real good job of this year. And I think that kind of led to this nice little trophy right here.
All right, Trey, AKA Sweet Cheeks. We'll explain that later. What's the grind been like?
It's been tough, but it's really paid off in the end because we won the state championship. But everyone working together, grinding together, it really helped us win. What about you, Fleety?
It was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I was glad I could do it with my teammates, and we worked as hard as we could the whole season. The end of the season got tough. We had injuries, but everyone hit their peak at the right time, and we came home with this.
Yeah, that's what has to happen. You got to hit your peak. But it doesn't just start, when you guys were on the show last. This starts way before the season even starts. Talk about how the little things have to start way before things get started.
Yeah, through, last summer and the kids playing summer baseball to fall baseball to winter workouts, the lifting and the running and all that stuff. It's, it really can become a 12-month a year season if you really want it to be that way. So that was probably one of the toughest things because you come off of a loss in state semifinals and you want to get back so quickly. But I think we enjoyed the process this year, and that's something that you have to do. You have to enjoy the process. You can't get too far ahead of yourself. And the little things that we did correct, even in the state championship game, was one of the reasons that we won. Hitting a cutoff man, like that highlight showed, and in the 7th inning, keeping a runner off from advancing to second and third. Just big plays that you don't really think about a lot. They don't show up in the box score, but little things win rings, and we did those little things right, and that's why we were able to come out on top. Severna Park is a heck of a team, and it was they were the best team we played this year, and we definitely felt we were the top 2 teams in 4A, and to come out and get that win was very, very satisfying.
That Severna Park, that offense is tough. How did you guys shut that down?
The 2 guys to the right of me did an unbelievable job. You look at Anthony in the year that he had, 10-0, 2 saves, 0.85 ERA. I mean, it does get much better than that for a junior. And I have the best catcher in the area to the right of me as well. Trey has done an unbelievable job. He's been calling pitches since the 3rd game of his freshman year. And he's just been unbelievable behind the plate. And that's not to mention he hit .453 this year and had 5 home runs and 26 RBIs. And, you know, there are 2 big reasons. Had a great defense behind him, had 0 errors in the game, didn't make any mistakes. You know, the kids were very calm. They enjoyed the day. They enjoyed being there. And, you know, it was like any other game. You know, it's tough to say that looking back at it, but it really was the game day and just the way that we were. You know, it was great, and I was super proud of them because we saved our best baseball for last. The 5 best games we played were in the playoffs, and as a coach, that's what you hope it's going to be like, and they did it. So super proud of them.
Trey, talk about how tough it is to call a game as a catcher, man.
I mean, it was tough at first, but I really like just being able to control the game and making it go at my own pace, and it's just, I mean, it's just really fun.
Yeah, I got you. Okay, here we go. Remind them of your Twitter name. Go ahead.
Anthony_Folletti.
That's 50 more followers. All right, Sweet Cheeks, let's go.
At Sweet Cheeks Trey.
It's funny every time. And Coach, of course, you're not on Twitter. Good for you. Good for you. All right, well, that's all the time we have for this edition of High School Sports Final. Don't forget you can catch every single highlight and story that you saw tonight on our webpage, hssportsfinal.com, plus updates on the game during the week. Thanks for joining us.